Okay, right over here, and there you go. Let me pull this off of the stand so I can get a better angle. So this is how it looks like. It's not 100%, but I think overall it's passable. I like this cleaner look. I just didn't want that extra tail, and it would be okay in black, but I didn't want that high contrast for just a spoiler. Yeah, I just think this is kind of completes the look of the roof all the way back, and it just looks like a little lip spoiler. See a profile of that. Do like this with a little bit less distortion, hopefully. Dust already. I think that looks pretty good. The rear shot, at least 3/4. And this back. And you're driving behind the car. You see a car basically from this angle. It's like, okay, that looks pretty cool, like that. And from back here, you can't really see it. It's pretty low profile, but it's all right. So yeah, I think that'll do it. I think there's not much more for me that I think I want to modify on this guy. That's pretty much it. Not much. It's pretty good as is. I mean, let's say what I needed to say about some of the details. I think the window's a little bit low and close to this fender. It should probably have a little bit more body here closed up, and perhaps in general it could be a little bit taller, the roof line. I feel like if we make it slightly boxier, but for what it is, that's a pretty good interpretation of a Civic hatchback from the 90s. I wonder if the hood is a little bit on the short side, but I mean, it looks like what it's supposed to. And again, all I did was replace that ridiculous moonroof with the four. Was it four? I think I'm pretty sure there's 4 studs here. Which why couldn't they just, with all the custom made pieces, right, just for this to make it look right? This would have been making this like what I replaced it with was just a smooth 2x3 tile in that smoke color, right? That's similar to this, whatever that they made it in. Would not have been that hard. It's not even like a new mold. It's just do it in a different color. But as it is, I got it in black, and that works as this, like a really dark tinted sunroof right there. I guess you could actually make it a complete hardtop without that, but no, moonroof is cool. Though it's a little bit narrow, it probably should be a bit wider, but that's the space that you have to work with. But it passes, and so yeah, basically all the mods were just basically here, smoothing that out properly, and back here also smoothing it out. Didn't want that ducktail, as I call it, that oversized tail sticking up back there. You can see this compared to the S2000. I don't think any of these are truly in scale. If anything, this S2000 should probably be a bit smaller, right? Because it's a roadster. It's supposed to be 2-door and no back seats, and yet it's got the same wheelbase and everything as that. And I don't think these were that small. I've seen these in person. These are pretty small and compact cars, S2000s, and I would agree that some people. I heard someone say that, in a way, the general body shape, something about the way this is done, and the way it comes up and dips to the back, it almost looks like a RX-8. Actually, if you imagine there's some suicide doors, and so actually there's some space back there. There's something about the shape. Maybe it's because it's a bit tall and square-ish angled, like that, whereas I think the S2000 should be a bit more bubble rounded especially on the roof line. I think this angle is a little bit sharp, not really sharp, but for S2000 should be more, I think, rounded, and maybe to the back, but more so this front part of this, it kind of stands out as being a little bit harder angle, I think, from what I can recall. But it is what it is. I mean, again, brick built cars, really can't expect it to be 100%. But you know, whatever they can do to do the best rendering of it. And of course, if you feel I can do some more work to it, I'll do it, such as this. Again, I fixed this part. It was all black down here. That didn't make sense. I get it could be a modding thing to do, but I like to keep it clean. That's all I did here. There's no way to remove this hood scoop. I'm not mad about that. I thought about smoothing this out, but I think because of the slight curvature, I can't just put straight flat tiles across it. It'll eventually look rough and not match up, especially here is where it's starting to curve down. Yeah, it's fine. I just take this as a souped up wide body kitted S2000, I guess. What I might want to do, I'm thinking about, is replace these, like this piece. It's a 1x4-ish kind of ledge, or what do they call this, corner or edge? I forget, but replace that, and then the ones right below it or here with a yellow equivalent. Then I'll take care of that black that's right in there, because that piece actually is part of down here. So that'll be all yellow. Get one more right up here to finish that end, and then of course the one that's right, you can just pop this whole thing off. And then there's all this making that yellow, I think would look pretty good. I don't need to do that in the front so much. It's just be like, you know, a black diffuser, front splitter, or whatever you want to call it. But I think this could look pretty good if this was all yellow too. So that might be my next modification, is to make it look a little bit better, potentially. That's what I wanted to do with the NSX. See how it's got that black edge around the bottom, runs to that side. It's okay, but I feel if it was red, then it would just look more like part of the body kit and complete, and also it would connect up to that fender edge or line right there, as well as on the front. Right now it just goes and it just turns into black, which is not the best thing. So I may try to make that all the way red through. Thinking about it, not in a hurry, but that could be something down the line. As far as, well, and I told you about this, and that's all about all. One other thing I would do, otherwise, you know, as it is, it's pretty good. And I changed, modified the wheels. Now they're all blacked out, which I think looks better than whatever options it came with. And this, the only thing now, this is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this. I wish this was closer to match, but I think my eyes will eventually just kind of be like, whatever, it gets used to it, and I won't see it as a, you know, it's not a big difference in shade, but you know, I know it's there. So that's why I see it the most. I feel that this black piece could be made body color too. This seems kind of heavy black. It should be more body color here. That black line that's supposed to run like from the side of the doors, and they have that kind of an edge or line that runs around the bumpers as well as the front. It's a little bit even lined up. I suppose it is, but if you look at the, you can see through here, you can see through, they don't have that. They have the black on the side, but the front and the back don't. And maybe the real one maybe it is there and should have been painted on this, but I think it might look better to continue the body color. The only problem is these are, especially, I can get a 2x3 or whatever this tile is that actually runs in lengthwise inside there, but you just catch the edge here. But then this, no, you won't see it from inside because there's a deck inside there that covers it. But then these two pieces on this and that, it's a specialized piece that I don't think there's a Lego equivalent. It's basically this and these. It's a tile with a rounded corner on just on one side, and I don't recall Lego ever making anything like that. So that might not be doable as a swap, unless maybe Go Bricks make something like that. Maybe I can find it, but that seems like a bit of a challenge. I imagine it's basically the same thing here. So again, if it is, might be a challenge to find this part and something in this color. I was considering perhaps making, seeing they make Lego parts of these three. Well, definitely the middle one is just a 2x4, but the ones on the sides, if you can get those and then switch them to the body color, then that might look pretty good too. This overall looks like a bit more of a body kit with this in the front than kind of a separate add-on piece, as it looks sort of like. These are just little ideas that run through my head, but this is a pretty good stopping or pause point to just enjoy and appreciate this as is. And I think it looks pretty good like this. It's not exactly stock, but it's still pretty clean, almost as if it were, could have been out of the factory stock like this, if you know what I mean. Anyways, that's it. I think I'm gonna move on to this one next, since I got the parts over there. So until then, watch out for that. This is it for now. All right.